Hi everyone, welcome to you all. So today in this video, I am going to discuss about some interview questions and answer based upon manual testing. So now today in this video, this will be the set 1. So for that set 1 interview questions and answer, I will be covering 10 questions for interview. So it will be very helpful to you guys. So if you are if you are as a freshers or as experience and you are going to give any interview, so this video will be very helpful to you. So make sure please watch my full video for that interview questions and answers, and you will get a lots of clarifications from that video. So now let's jump to that questions one by one. That will be the set 1 interview questions and answer. So now first question is that what do you mean by software testing? So basically in my channel there is a playlist called manual testing tutorial. So in that manual testing tutorials playlist, so there is lots of videos are there. So I have covered all the thing that what is software testing, what is manual testing. So all the related of software testing maximum things I have covered. But there is some tricky question that interviewer will ask you. So in that video I am going to discuss for that all. Okay, so first question is that what do you mean by software testing? What is software testing? As you know that software testing means whenever we are testing any software. Now how we are going to test any software? Now what will be the basic thing that need to be satisfied? Okay, so the basic thing is that customer has given some requirement and we have to fulfill that requirement. Means our expected result should be equal to actual results. Okay, so that should be the software testing. So what says software testing? So software testing is a method to check whether the actual software product matches the expected requirements and to ensure that the software is defect free. That is called as software testing. Means our expected results is equals to actual results or not. So that is mean by software testing. Now next question number 2, when should we start the testing process? So is there any time or when we can go for the testing? So when should we start the testing process? So software testing should start early in the software development life cycle, and this will help to capture and eliminate defects in the early stages of SDLC. So that is requirement gathering and design phases. An early start to testing helps to reduce the number of defects and ultimately the rework cost in the end. Okay, so this is the time that when we are starting our testing process. Now question number 3, when should we stop this testing process? So when the testing team completes few things or few milestones. So what would be the milestone? The test case execution, the testing deadline, the code coverage ratio that we can call as a CC ratio, and the mean time between failure, that is MTBF rate. So 4 things. So after completing these 4 things, we can say that our testing process we can stop. So first thing is that test case execution, then test deadline, then code coverage ratio or CC ratio, and the MTBF or mean time between failure rate. Now what do you mean by mean time between failure rate? So first I am giving you some example. Okay, so let's say you want to calculate the MTBF of a motor that operates for 8 hours per day. So a motor that operates 8 hours per day and 5 days a week. So for a total of 1 year, so during this time the motor failed 4 times. Okay, now first check one by one. So a motor that operate 8 hours per day. So per day it will operate 8 hours and 5 days in a week. And how much time? For a total of 1 year. Okay, so during that time the motor fell 4 times. So how to calculate the MTBF? The total operating time will be 8 hours per day multiply 5 days a week, multiply 1 year. That means we can say 52 weeks. So that means what should be the hours? That is 2080 hours. That is the total operating time. So total operating time means 8 hours per day. 8 into 5 into 1 year means 52 weeks. So the calculation, the result should be the total operating time. And the number of failure is 4. So how can we get the MTBF? So MTBF should be the total operating time divided by number of failures. That means 2080 divided by 4. That is 520 hours. So the MTBF rate will be the 520 hours. Okay. Now go for the definitions of MTBF. So mean time between failure refers to the average amount of time that a device or product functions before failing. So these units of measurement includes only operational time between failures and doesn't include repair times, assuming the item is repaired and begins functioning again. Okay, so MTBF figures are often used to project how likely a single unit is to fail within a certain period of time. That is nothing but called a MTBF, or mean time between failure rate. Okay. Now, question number 4. So what do you mean by verification and validation? So verification is the process of checking that a software achieves its goal without any bugs. And it is the process to ensure whether the product that is developed is right or not. And also it verifies whether the developed product fulfills the requirements that we have. So verification is basically a static testing, and in a simple term we can say verifications means, are we building the product right? Are we building the product right? So that is verification. Are we building the product right? That is verification. Okay. So verification is the process of checking that a software achieves its goal without any bugs. And it is the process to ensure that whether the product that is developed is right or not. So it verifies also whether the developed product fulfills the requirements that we have. We can say verification is a static testing, and in a simple term, verification means, are we building the product right? That is called as a verification. Now, what do you mean by validation? So validation is the process of checking whether the software product is up to the mark, or in the other word we can say the product has high level requirements. So it is the process of checking the validations of product, that is, it checks what we are developing is the right product or not. So it is the validations of actual and expected product. So validation is a dynamic testing, and in a simple term we can say that validations means, are we building the right product? That is called as a validation. Are we building the right product? Okay. So this is the verifications and validations. So if you guys want to know more about that verifications and validation, so I'm recommending you to please see my verifications and validation video. So that will be very grateful to you, and there is a lots of discussions is there. So it will be more beneficial for you. So you can refer my verifications and validations video. I have a separate video for that. So as an interview purpose, if any interview asks you that what do you mean by verifications and validations software testing, in a simple term, you can tell these two sentences for the verifications and validations. And remember, so if you guys want to remember that what is the verifications and what is the validation, then the simple term that you have to remember, that for the verification term, are we building the product right? That means we are verifying. And validation, are we building the right product? That means we are validating our product. So this is the verifications and validation. Now question number 5. What is static testing? Okay, so what is static testing? Now see, listen very carefully. Okay, what is static testing? So when any requirement came, so first first what will be happen? So when any requirement come, first they will do the requirement collection, then they will do the feasibility study, now then they will do the designing phase, now then they will do the coding. Once after coding is done, then what? So then developer will do the white box testing. So once after white box testing is done, finally the software will be given to the tester, and then now tester will start their testing by executing their unit test cases, their integration test cases, their system test cases. Now always remember, when the developer will given the build to the tester, after giving the build, what test engineer will do, that is called as a dynamic testing. Okay, so when the developer will given the build to the tester, after giving the build, what test engineer will do, that is called as a dynamic testing. Now question, what is static testing? So before doing the white box testing done by the developer, before what activity we will do, that will, we can say as a static testing. So static testing will be done as a part of your verification activity. So static testing is a verification activity. So in static testing, what actually they will do? In static testing, as I have already told you, it comes under verification activity. So in static testing, we'll review the code, we'll review the requirement, we'll review the customer requirement specification, we'll review the software requirement specification, then high level design, then low level design, and then we will do the code walkthrough. So this part will comes under static testing. So we will do the static testing before the software is deployed. And also the main aim of the static testing is that we do static testing to prevent the defect. Okay, so this is called as a static testing. Now question number 6. So what do you mean by black box testing and what techniques are there? So what do you mean by black box testing? So basically we know that black box testing is a software testing method. Okay, so black box testing is a software testing method. So in black box testing, we can simply say any software application functionality what we are going to test, that is called as a black box testing. So in black box testing, so mainly we are checking our internal code structure. Whenever we are testing anything by doing the internal code structure, by implementation details, or we don't have any internal knowledge of the code, so that testing is called as a black box testing. So in a simple term, black box testing is software testing method. So in that black box testing, we don't need to know any kinds of internal code structure, internal implementation, any coding knowledge. Okay, so basically we are giving some input, and our expected result should be we will get some output. So that is the black box testing. Suppose, just for example, suppose you are nowadays anyone is using mobile phone. Now suppose in mobile phone, we are using any application. So we are using any application. Okay, now we don't know inside that application what type of code has been written, what is the internal process, but we are just using it, and we are getting, suppose we are sending any WhatsApp message. So we are writing anything, hi, I am here. Suppose my text is hi, I am here, and we are sending that, and the message will be sent to that particular person. So we don't know what is the internal implementation is there, but what we are assuming that we are giving some input and we are getting some output. Let's take another example. Suppose we are driving a car. So we are start our car, and then we are going to accelerate that car, and so everything will be happen. So for that car, everything will be happen. So what basically we are going to do? So basically the thing is that we are just starting our car, and we are doing all the necessary action. Okay, so we are accelerating our car, we are doing some speed. Okay, so everything is happening, but we don't know in internally what implementation is there for that particular car. But we are giving some input, and as per input we are getting some output. So that is called as a black box testing. So in black box testing, so we are only focusing on our software applications input and output. So whatever input we are giving, as per that input we are expecting that particular output is getting or not. So basically, whenever we don't have any internal code structure, we don't have any knowledge or internal code structure, whenever we don't know what implementation is there in behind of that application, then we are going to test the black box testing. Okay, so that is black box testing. So now what techniques are there? So basically in black box testing, 5 techniques we need to follow. One is equivalence partitioning, second one is that boundary value analysis, third one is that decision table technique, fourth one is that state transition technique, and fifth one is that error guessing technique. So these 5 techniques we need to follow. So if you guys want to know more about black box testing and more about the techniques of black box testing in details, so please refer my black box testing video, and as well as I have also created 5 different techniques video in separately, so you can follow that also. Now question number 7, what is test plan? What is test plan? So, and what does it include? So first we have to know that what is test plan. So test plan basically is a detailed document. Okay, so test plan is a detailed document. So in test plan, whenever we are testing any software, okay, so for that particular software testing process, what activity or what strategy we are following, what are the objectives are there, what is the testing schedule, what will be the testing schedule, how much time it will take to complete the testing, and what would be the deliverable thing, and how much resource we need for testing that particular application. That should be documented in a we can say that should be documented in a format that is called as a test plan. Okay, so basically test plan is a detailed document, and in that test plan document we need to write, or we need to write the software strategy, then objectives, then testing schedule, then the time estimation, then deliverable thing, then the resource. Everything we need to document it in that test plan. Okay, now, and what does it include? So what does test plan include? So test, what I am just said, that test strategy, test objective, schedule, estimated, deadlines, deliverable, resource required, that should be included on that test plan. Okay, also I have a separate video for that test plan, so you can follow my test plan video, so you will be get a more knowledge, you can get a more knowledge about the test plan. Everything I have explained on that video. Now next question is that what is unit testing? What is unit testing? Question number 8. So unit testing means, so unit testing basically is a software testing type where we are testing some individual unit of an application. Now suppose there is the application, and in that application we are going to test one login form. So in that login form, let's say there is some username field, there is one password field, and there is one login button. That means 3 units are there. One is for username, one is for password, and one is for login button. So that is the 3 units. So in unit testing, we are testing the individual units one by one, and we are make sure that, and we are ensuring that our software application is working perfectly fine or not. So unit testing means where unit testing is a software testing type where uh, any software units we are going to test as the individual unit. So any software application, whenever we are going to test as the individual units, or we are going to test any one component, that is called as the unit testing. Okay, now what is integration testing? What is integration testing? So what do you mean by integration testing? So now we know that after unit testing, integration testing will be done. So unit testing video is also there in my playlist. You can see my unit testing video, so that you will get a more knowledge of unit testing. Okay, now what is integration testing? So integration testing means, so it's a type of, also it's a type of software testing, right? So in integration testing, we are integrating our unit testing module and we are testing all together. Okay, so integration testing means we are integrating our unit testing module as well logically, and we are testing all those things as a group. So integration testing means it's a type of software testing where the software modules will be integrated logically and will be tested as a group. That is called as a integration testing. Okay, so there will be also another video for integration testing in my playlist. So if you guys want to more knowledge on integration testing, so please follow my integration testing video from the manual testing tutorial playlist. Now question number 10, can we do the system testing at any stage? That is a very important question for interview. Can we do the system testing at any stage? No, we can't do this system testing at any stage. We can do this only after the integration testing and before the user acceptance testing. Now, first testing part is that unit testing. First will be the unit testing, then integration testing, then system testing, then user acceptance testing. So obviously, system testing will be done after integration testing and before user acceptance testing. Okay, so we can do this system testing only after integration testing and before the user acceptance testing. But you must ensure all the system components are working properly before this testing, because we have to test everything on that unit testing and integration testing phases. So that's why you must ensure all the system components, all the system units, whatever we have, are working properly fine before this system testing. So if any interviewer asks you that can you do the system testing at any stage? No. Simply say no, we can't do this system testing at any stage. We can do this only after integration testing and before the user acceptance. So these are the 10 important interview questions for today, what we have. Okay, so if you guys have any doubt, please comment me. If you guys like my video, one thumbs up and share this video to your nearest friends and subscribe to my channel EduPaat and stay with me. So in my next videos, I will be discuss the another set, that is set 2 interview questions and answers. So see you soon. Thank you.